Mics are hot.
Welcome to another edition of the post-game show. I'm Ralph Williams along with
Yeah, that's
the Steelers today, the lonesome losers. They lose 31-17 to a stinky Seattle football team who really is not that great. Sam Darnold was the Minnesota Vikings version of the Sam Darnold that we are not familiar with because we're used to him stinking. But the Steelers stink up the joint at Heinz Field today. The smell's so bad, I smell it all the way down here at Ocean City, Maryland. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. But we're here today to talk about this lousy game, which we're going to talk about here in a few moments. We are sponsored, our studio sponsors, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. And we're also here at Studio 10 in Berlin, Maryland, right outside of Ocean City, Maryland. And we're also sponsored by Mike Dotson Realty, 410, area code 596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty. And then this segment coming up here, we're going to be sponsored by Robin Campbell Insurance, Farmers Insurance, Bristol West, Western Pennsylvania's best insurance agent. Call Robin today. Over 20 years of experience in the insurance business, all types of insurance, any type you need. Call him today. Home, auto, package deals. He has bundle packages, whatever you need. And if you're renting, my advice to you is to please take a couple minutes and call Robin tomorrow at 412-366-3399 and get some renter's insurance. Do not, I repeat, do not trust your landlord. Get renter's insurance and protect yourself. It's only about $15 to $20 a month, and it covers everything that you have if there's a problem at the place you are leasing. All right. We are also on Facebook, and also we are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick platforms. We're also on PENSMAN Sports and also on Tiger Stripes media platforms as well. And I'm going to check out our Facebook page here to see exactly who is on Facebook commenting on today's game. But first, we're going to get everybody opening as to who everybody is. Hang on a second here. I'm sorry. As to who everybody is. And we're going to start off with PENSMAN Sports. PENSMAN, welcome. You did the play-by-play on the game today. But PENSMAN Sports, hello, how are you? And I know it's not the game we expected.
I am PENSMAN Sports. I just did the Steelers and Seahawks game. How am I? I am just swell. Just dandy.
Yeah, I know exactly. Okay, Brian Pettit joins me. He's in the screen below here from Tiger Stripes Media. He also was part of the live broadcast of the play-by-play of the Steeler-Seattle game. He's going to bring us some stats today. We're going to go over some scores in the NFL and your comments on today's sucky game. What a way to start the home opener. A sold-out crowd at Acrisure Stadium, the home opener. Everybody's excited to see Aaron Rodgers and this team. And what happens? We stink up the joint. Your thoughts. We'll start with you, Brian. Brian, since you're our guest today on the post-game show, we'll start with you, Brian. Your thoughts on this game?
Well, I didn't see the game, but I can tell you some of the things that I actually heard from PENSMAN. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was completely – I mean, he threw it for 33 times today and only completed 18, which is really odd for him. And the two interceptions, I saw one of them on the thing. He threw it in double coverage. That last time he threw it in double coverage. You can't throw it in double coverage when you're just throwing it. And I think there was this, and it didn't. It seemed like the defense. What I've heard from PENSMAN a while ago is they're not tackling. It's like you said in the opening. You've got to tackle some of these players. They leave them for, you got to tackle the players. It's missed tackles. And that's what I think.
Okay, the Mad Yinzer. I know the Mad Yinzer is a madman today. Steelers defense gave up 395 yards. Yes, they did. And it sucks. Excuse me for saying it like that, but it sucks. It really does. And I got to say this too, as well. And I'm not using this as an excuse. There were a lot of injuries today, but I want to give credit to Jack Sawyer. I told everybody about Jack Sawyer, and nobody believed me. And he had a sack today. All right. I told everybody about Caleb Johnson, and I will admit I was wrong. I did not know he was going to be this incompetent to screw up a kickoff return. First of all, he shouldn't even be doing that. All right. I've said this for many, many years. The Steelers need to go out and get a good kick returner. Find somebody in college football, draft a guy, sign him as an undrafted free agent. There has to be somebody out there in college football that you can bring in here that's a good kick returner that can run kicks back for touchdowns, or at least get us some good field position. Okay? Caleb Johnson's not that person. Caleb Johnson runs the football. He's a bruiser runner from Iowa. All right? I was the one, and I maybe I was wrong. Smoking Jim Frazier told me that he was going to be incompetent, and guess what? Smoking Jim was right, and it proved to him right today. All right? And the only reason Smoking Jim's not here, he's not here with us because of home games. But next week, he will join us for the broadcast as we're in New England next week. So the post-game show, I will be broadcasting live from Pittsburgh on the south side of Pittsburgh next week because I'm going to Pittsburgh for a medical situation that I have to take care of. So I will be broadcasting live from Pittsburgh. So, all right, the Mad Yins are here, and I'm sure a lot of comments today, and I want to thank them. The O-line sucks. Yes, it does. How many times, Mad Yinzer, have I said they have to fix the offensive line for Aaron Rodgers? This is a piecemeal offensive line. They should have went out and got the best guys and signed them to some good contracts. There were some veterans out there that they didn't sign. And, they dropped the ball on some stuff here that was very important. And I've said many times they need to go out and get a good kick returner as well. All right, Pat, go ahead. Your thoughts. You were the one that did the play-by-play today on your channel. And he had a very good crowd today. Over 100 people tuned in. I want to thank everyone for doing that. I'm going to join him maybe in the next week or two on one of these broadcasts. And I'm going to show you my play-by-play or my skills at that. I haven't done it since broadcasting school, but you know what? I don't think I can do too bad. Go ahead, PENSMAN.
I had 156 people in my chat, so I appreciate everybody that came in.
I really do, yes.
When that play happened, Caleb Johnson got the kick return and it hit off his helmet. I didn't know what was going on. They just knew everybody was there, and all the Seahawks were running fast and they were running to the ball. I didn't know what was going on. Brian down there, he told me what was going on because he saw it. I actually saw it replay live when it happened. But we need a kick returner. Our receiver core is good, but we just need Aaron Rodgers to get in position to throw the ball to the players. And
right.
The thing that made me mad, and I'm still mad about, is he's 41 years old. Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old. You do not make the man run. It was second or third and 7, and you do not make the 41-year-old run. He's not mobile. He's not 20 to 30 years old anymore. He's 41. No.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
I don't understand why they're running. My thing was, like PENSMAN said, why does Aaron Rodgers try to even run? There's a couple times where where he was just taking off and running with absolutely nothing. He can't run. He's 40-something years old. He needs to give up the run. He's not the fastest one. And these defensive players are going to catch him behind, Yeah,
exactly. We'll see. Like I said earlier, Brian, and you heard me on my opening statement here, Steelers should have went out and got the best free agent lineman they could find. All right.
Yeah.
No, we're too busy worrying about Bumrick Jones. We're too busy worrying about, which of course they have invested some draft picks into the offensive line. What was it? Famatu today had a holding call or a false start a couple times today. Yep. So he was and Bumrick Jones, everybody gets around him. And, it was good to see Darnell Washington on that 2-point conversion catch a pass, because he has to block extra because we're not doing our job on the offensive line. and it's young and it's inexperienced, and they should have went out and got the best. If you're going to have a guy like Aaron Rodgers, you have to go out and get the best offensive lineman you can find and pay for him and bring them here. They had a lot of cap space this year. They went out and they spent a lot of it, I know, on which is great, on Jalen Ramsey. Jabril Peppers today, I want to give him credit, ripped Caleb Johnson a new butt right on that sideline, and I love it, okay? Because you know why? He deserved it after that special team snafu. Ripped him a new butt. I saw him chewing him out, and I don't blame him. All right, and Jabril Peppers, that was a good signing late this week, okay? And like I said, I'm not real pleased with this game at all, and we're going to play you tidbit. We're going to play you the short, always short, Mike Tomlin post-game press conference. I don't know who it was. I know my friend Ray Fittipaldo asked a question about third quarter. I thought they should have went for it on that 4th and 1 in the 50-yard line. They had an
I told you, bro. I told you.
Yeah. See, they should have went for that. Why you would punt on a 4th and 1 when you know your defense is getting beat up by the offense of the other team? And to believe it or not, we saw the Sam Darnold from Minnesota today. We didn't see the Sam Darnold who played for the Jets. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not the only one.
It's awesome. The one that said, you know, isn't it nice, Pensman, when you and I think the same way? Great minds think alike. Since we were called losers and cowards.
I was saying, I said it's 4th and 2 or 4th and 1. I'm like, God, go for it. I said, what else do you have to lose? Brian's like, nah, it's only for field position. I was like, no, but they can make it. I said, just give the ball to Jalen Warren. He can average 1 or 2 yards per carry. I said, if he punted, it was at the old 9-yard line. I was like, he's like, see, that's field position. I was like, they should have gotten it.
Well, see, here's the thing, too. Seattle was able to move the football without DK Metcalf. Is there something there that we don't know, that Mike McDonald, the head coach of Seattle, got rid of DK Metcalf? Because they were able to catch. And Jalen Ramsey, who had a great game last week, I thought he was going to have the same game this week. He got burned a couple times. And, I don't know what Jabril Peppers did. I really didn't see much of him. And James Pierre's a bum. I mean, he's hurt, but now again, but he's a bum. It's time for Highsmith to go too. He has a high ankle sprain. He had a regular ankle sprain and decided to play. But how about Nick Herbig coming in today? He had a couple sacks and some tackles. Okay,
yeah.
TJ Watt
and an interception.
And an interception, yeah.
First career.
TJ Watt stepped up today. I saw Cam Hayward in the backfield. He was going after Sam Darnold. Okay.
Was that a fumble?
What's that?
No.
No, was that a fumble?
Yeah, it was.
When TJ Watt covered, he went there and they all run back. It was like 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I think that was a fumble. I believe it was.
But they didn't review it. Even Brian down there, he's like, they're not going to review it. I'm like, no. No,
they didn't review it. And then I want to tell you another thing, too. How do you justify, and this happened yesterday in the Pitt, West Virginia game, and they called intentional grounding on Aaron Rodgers.
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Yeah, it took that long for that. Yes, I saw that. But here's the point I'm trying to make. Yesterday in the Pitt, West Virginia game, which we're not going to discuss because I'm not in the mood to, all right? I said my stuff last night on my Ralph's Opinion Sports Edition, all right?
Right.
What I'm upset about is the fact that they called an intentional grounding when the guy had his hands on the quarterback and was slamming him to the ground, and he threw the ball away, and there was a person there that he could have threw the ball to, all right? But he decided to get rid of the ball like Aaron Rodgers did today to avoid a lengthy sack, okay? And he was called for intentional grounding. That is not intentional grounding when somebody is in your mug. That is not an intentional grounding call. That was a bad call yesterday. All right, and what I saw today from some of this officiating, especially that 20 minutes to take the call intentional grounding, Aaron Rodgers had somebody that was on him that did sack him, and they called intentional grounding. Intentional grounding is when you deliberately throw the ball away just to get out of the way. You understand what I'm getting at? Or you have nobody to throw to, all right? Okay? If you're going to do intentional grounding, throw it out of bounds, okay? All right? But for the officials
That
make
sounds
those
familiar.
that's unbelievable. What's that?
Yeah. Hey Ralph, just letting you know, I pulled up the stats. I just got the game stats for the
Okay, great.
Seattle and the
Steeler
the Chargers. This is Metcalf. He was targeted 6 times, 3 interceptions, and 20 yards. He averaged 6.7s, 1 touchdown, and as long as was 9. And it's like you said, why can they throw it to him? He's your hottest guy on the team, you know?
Well, they were double teaming him all day. Mike
Throw it
McDonald,
to Calvin. Throw it to Calvin Austin.
Austin, yeah, exactly. And Firemuth. You got Jonnu Smith. We brought all these guys in here to help. Where was Roman Wilson? Why do I keep hearing stories about how great Roman Wilson had a great training camp and he's going to be a great weapon? Where's Roman Wilson? Hello,
and he was awesome in college. He's just not used.
Is there anybody out there? Does anybody see Roman Wilson? You know. All right, the Sports Nuts is tuned in. Thank you, Sports Nuts, for tuning in. And also Brandon, who is the man of the Sports Nuts show, is also on Facebook here, too. So he's doing double duty for us. Thank you. Appreciate it, Sports Nuts and Brandon Keeler, for tuning into the program. Thank you. And don't forget to tune into him on Tuesday nights at 7:30. The Sports Nuts has a show. They also do a show on Fridays as well, and a few other shows. Check out their network. Subscribe. He puts on some great programming. They talk about college football. And he's also a graduate of the University of Hawaii. So, you get to see some the things about the Hawaii rainbows. And, that's unique. I mean, you don't hear too much about the Hawaii rainbows. Last time I had anything to do with Hawaii was when they fired Fraud Graham, their former coach down there, Todd Graham. We call him in Pittsburgh Fraud Graham because he was at Pitt for one season and he was a fraud and he lied, and all that stuff. And he, he's so, they call him Fraud Graham now. So, but anyway, and, he stunk it. He's been stinking up to join as a head coach. Okay, Brian, go with the stats here. Do you have the injury report too, or no? I have it if you don't.
No, I don't have it. I do not have the injury report.
Okay, well, the injury report is this. Loudermilk's out with the defensive lineman. He's a bum, but he's out with a high ankle sprain. Alex Highsmith, high ankle sprain. Peyton Wilson, heat exhaustion. He was out with heat exhaustion. That's why he was out of the game. Also, let's see who else was hurt today. Oh boy, what's his name? Patrick Queen. He rib injury, but he came back in and played. So just some banged up injuries all across the board for the Steelers. And as mediocre Mike would say, that's the bruises of the game or the injuries that go with play. Okay, Brian's going to give you the stats, and then we're going to have the mediocre Mike Tomlin post-game press conference here coming up in a minute to explain to me why his defense stinks again. So, but anyway, go ahead, Brian.
Okay, I'm going to give you the team stats real quick on the first downs and all that first, and then y'all can comment after that. All right, for the team stats, Seattle had 21 first downs. On their third downs, they were 6 for 14. Their total net yards was 385 yards. Offensive plays, which is pretty astounding, 64 plays for offensive. Their gain of yards is 6.2. That means that they can gain 5 yards for every down. That means a first down when they get to it. Passing net yards, rushing net yards was 117. Passing yards was 278 yards. Penalties, they were only penalized for 2 for 10 yards. They had turnovers. Their punt average was 4 for 43.8. They had 4 touchdowns. They were 1 for 2 for the field goals, and they had time of possession, which was 31 minutes and 17 seconds. Now we flip it over to Pittsburgh, where they had 13 first downs. Third down conversions is terrible, is 5 for 15. Their total yards was 267 yards. Offensive plays was 59. Gain of average is 4.5. And the rushing yards, which I'm very surprised that they didn't rush it more than they should have, was 72 yards. Passing was 195. They had 2 penalties for 15 yards, 2 turnovers. Their punt average, they punted 4 times for 55.3. They had 1 touchdown. Field goals, they made 3 for 3. And the time possession, 28.4. Their passing yards for Seattle, Sam Darnold went for 22 for 33 with a 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And Aaron
Man.
Rodgers for 18 for 33. He completed for 18 for 33, 203 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. So that's just some of the stats that I got right here. Their leading rusher for Seattle was Walker. He attempted 13 attempts for 105 yards average.
Jeez.
This is what kills
Wow.
8.1 yards per average, 1 touchdown. And then Warren, 14 attempts for 48 yards for 3.4. That was their leading rusher and passing yards so far. So, yeah, there you
The
go.
most expensive defense, the highest paid defense in the NFL, and we can't stop the run. Unbelievable. I mean, I find that very appalling. I mean, I find that so appalling that we have the worst run defense, but we're the highest paid defense in the entire NFL. That's the thing that burns me up the most. Okay, in this whole situation. All right, let's go to the Mike Tomlin press conference here, post-game press conference. Where do you see one question somebody asked about the running game? Here we are. Here it goes.
Okay.
Taking them about 6 years to get there.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here it comes.
Okay. It's coming, folks. It's coming.
Yeah, it took 6 years to get down there. Last week and again, we talked about slip showing, but he didn't say that.
By the way, go Eagles just scored on the Chiefs.
Yeah, we'll get the scores, Brian, in a minute.
I know. I was just letting you know.
Here we go.
All right, go.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
No, I'm working on it.
Of course, Coach.
Is everything good?
Yeah, come on, Coach. Really? That was correct. They impressed me a lot. Seattle did. Ready for the ball up. Post Gazette. Really? That's it. Brooke Pryor, ESPN. Okay, that was the Mike Tomlin post-game press conference. Your thoughts, Pensman? Start with you. Go.
It was good. It was all right. It was just average. Just waiting for Tuesday.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we'll see what happens on Tuesday. I like the question that Ray Fittipaldi posed at him about that third down or that third quarter, 4th and 1. Why didn't you, your 14-14 tie, why didn't you go for it on 4th and 1? Why would you punt the ball? That makes no sense at all. That was the point I made earlier. You know what I mean? And then the stupidest question of that was the one about the running game. We all know the running game stinks. I told you the running game was going to stink because you got Jaylen Warren playing out of position. He's a third down back that runs straight up the hole. He's not a starting running back. All right. And they went into the draft and got Caleb Johnson. I get that. But you got Gainwell. I get that too. Gainwell can't carry that much of a load either. He's only a spot running back. He was like that when he was with the Eagles. All right. You should have signed Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb was sitting there. Nobody wanted him. All right. Finally, the Houston Texans took him. Okay. I said you should have took Nick Chubb when he was sitting there. Why? Nick Chubb was a nightmare. I know he's got a knee injury. I get it. He might be damaged goods. I don't know. But you know what? You took a chance on some other people. All right. And now I'm starting to wonder about this DK Metcalf thing because why did Mike McDonald get rid of this guy? All right. That's what I want to know. All right. And it showed today because he didn't do anything. The defense for Seattle was able to do whatever. And Arthur Smith, I think, it didn't really call that great of a game. And Aaron Rodgers was trying to push the football too much. And how do you get an intentional grounding when you've been in the league for over 20 years and you're 41 years old? All right. Just a lot of stupid mistakes made by the Steelers today. It really made me angry. We're going to go over the scores of the NFL in a minute. We'll start with you, Pensman. Go ahead. We're going to wrap up the Steeler part of this and go into the NFL as a whole. Go ahead, Pensman.
Aaron Rodgers was rushing the ball, couldn't do it. Why would you throw in coverage? That a couple of times he almost threw. He could have had 4 interceptions if he was lucky because one he dropped the ball. The other time he could have had an interception. It was like hot potato. It was kept going up in the air, and finally it bounced right next to Jaylen Warren. I don't know what the Steelers were thinking today.
All right, yeah. What's wrong with Russell Wilson? Says the sports nuts. I don't know. I know Russell Wilson has declined last year. If you saw his play here in Pittsburgh, you find out that he really kind of was, here and there. All right. And so, but, he was 500 last year. And then when the going got tough, Russell Wilson didn't get going. And, so Brian, your final thoughts on the Steelers stuff, and then we're going to get into the NFL as a whole here, today's games. Go ahead.
My thing is if, and I'm going to take this back to the 49ers last week. The 49ers manhandled the Seattle Seahawks. I don't understand what happened between Pittsburgh from last week to this week, and everything.
They traveled.
And I just don't understand. I know they traveled, but it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense of what happened between Aaron Rodgers this week and from this last week. I don't understand what the concept was. Is it just Mike Tomlin? Are we going to, like you said at the beginning of every year this year, you and PENSMAN and Ralph, is it going to be Mike Tomlin again messing up bad play calling? Could it come down to bad play calling this year again, like y'all said? And this is just one loss of, now you got 15 games left. What's going to be the season? If they play like this, scoring on 17 points, it's not a real good look,
No, it's not at all.
On a mid-tier Seattle Seahawks.
Go ahead, PENSMAN.
You have preseason, and I said this during live stream, and I had somebody come in, and I don't know if he's going to come in or not, but he said, calm down. It's not, preseason doesn't matter. What matters, and I will say this again, we played Carolina. We had over 300 yards. We played another team. It was Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We had over 300 yards. Game 1 against the Jets, we had 300-something yards. Now today, the total of preseason games, we had 1,100-something yards. I had a quiz on everybody. It was around 1,100-something yards. Last week, we had over 300 yards. This week, against the Seahawks, we had 200-something yards. We got to move the ball consistently.
PENSMAN, am I getting all the comments up here? Is there any more past the sports nuts here? Did I get them all?
I don't. Yeah, from the YouTube side.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I'm having some issues here. I don't know what says there's some things here at the bottom that I'm not comprehending here. I don't know
what's going on the X or Facebook side, but according to YouTube, you got everything.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Yeah.
But the only thing I'm happy about today's game, and the only thing is Jalen Ramsey got an interception at home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey, he's been a performer, but he got burned a couple times. Darius Slay played a lot better today, I thought.
Cooper Kupp beat us. Smith beat us.
I know. That's unacceptable.
You can't have JSN beat us all the time.
No, you can't do that. And Sam Darnold, we could have made Sam Darnold play like he played with the Jets, but we didn't. And he did his Vikings play today. So
hey, Ralph.
And everybody forgets.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick, Brian. Everybody forgets that the offensive coordinator is Clint Kubiak. Okay? His father, Gary Kubiak, former offensive coordinator under Dan Reeves in Denver, former head coach of Denver, former head coach of the Texans.
Former heart attack on the sideline. Gary Kubiak.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying Clint Kubiak is that guy. And I was not aware that he was the offensive coordinator there. If I was, I probably would have done a little more. If I would have done a little more homework on the Seattle Seahawks, which I could have brought a couple people on my shows that I know. But like I said, I've got a lot going on still down here. So, and I apologize for that because Clint Kubiak is a good offensive coordinator and a great coach. I mean, just like his father. So, I mean, for Mike McDonald to go out and get this guy, and to be frankly honest with you, I didn't think Mike McDonald would be that good of a head coach. I mean, I knew he was a good defensive coordinator, but I didn't think he'd be that good of a head coach. Seattle almost went to the playoffs last year in his first year, and now we're in year number 2, and he's got Sam Darnold. I thought Darnold was going to fall apart in Seattle after he left Minnesota. I was wrong.
I wanted the New York Jet one.
Yes, exactly. Go ahead, Brian, with what you had to say.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I was just looking over some of this stuff that it's amazing that you had 2 of their players over 90 yards and throwing the ball.
Yes.
Where's the corner? Why is the corners playing off the ball now? You got 2 players. One was at 103 and Kupp was at 90. I mean, you let 2 guys beat you burn But the only thing is, they did not score a touchdown, but they still beat you in yards just to get them down in the to make it. And I understand about the fumble that the Seahawks did right there. Yeah, that was stupid, and that could have been reviewed, and it did touch his helmet. But some of these other plays, it could have been closer to what it is. You just let Seattle just walk in and beat you. That's a lot. It's just stupid.
Well, Brian, let me give you another quote. A quote last week that I don't think anyone paid attention to. J.J. Watt said last week that Aaron Glenn made this comment to him before the game even started when he interviewed him about the game. He said, I know what the Steelers are going to do on defense more than they do and more than they know about us, which means the defense is getting old and they need to stop this zone stuff and start blitzing more. They need to start getting into some other things as well instead of simply Patrick Surtain out for Denver. Wow. We were going to go after Surtain. There you go. I'm glad, he's hurt now. We were going to go after Surtain, I think, in the offseason. We were looking to do something with that. But anyway, all right, here we go again. The same old. And I've used this before. Tim Lester, the former head coach of the Western Michigan football team, said that the reason why Western Michigan beat Pat Narduzzi and Pitt was because Pat Narduzzi uses the same attacking defense, and it showed yesterday against West Virginia. So something about the building on the south side where Pitt and the Steelers practice, that him and Mike Tomlin have the same line of thinking. We're talking about a coach that's been in this league for 18 years. 18 years. Okay? And he can't get time management straightened out. He can't get anything else straightened out. He can't get his defense up to speed because he wants to control it. He let a guy like Dick LeBeau walk away, okay, because he wanted to be greedy and he wanted to do it all. Okay, Mike, mediocre Mike, here's your opportunity. Do it all now. And guess what? Your defensive coordinator and yourself are screwing this defense up. Because I will guarantee you, if Dick LeBeau was still here, and we didn't have the Keith Butlers of the world, and we didn't have some of these other clowns of coaches that were in here, okay? All right? This talent that we have right now would be Blitzburg all over again, okay?
You forgot Brian Flores, too.
Brian Flores. We had an opportunity. He could have been our defensive coordinator. You brought him in. Art Rooney II said, bring this man in here to enhance our defense. And you had him sitting up in the press box coaching linebackers. Okay?
Yep.
Because you know why? He's smarter than you are, mediocre Mike. He's smarter than you are, and you don't want nobody in here. I've said this 1,000 times. His coaches are all yes men. Okay? They know nothing. What does he have a coaching tree? Has anyone that's left other than Arians and LeBeau and a few other people left and have head coaching jobs? Absolutely not. He had that offensive line coach, the one that came from New England. He went to Oregon to get away from Mike Tomlin.
Matt Canada's probably in Canada.
I have no idea where Matt Canada is. I think he's cleaning toilets somewhere or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's probably in Canada.
Cleaning toilets, yeah, or something. All right? Okay? I could care less where Matt Canada is right now. He's a bum.
I know,
right?
But you said any former coaches. He was a former coach.
Coaches. None of them. Have any of them become NFL head coaches? Any of them. And he don't have a coaching tree other than, again, Arians and LeBeau. But he hasn't developed any coaches. Todd Haley was once the head coach at Kansas City. Okay? But he didn't do well there, and that was before he came to the Steelers. Okay? So, I'm talking about guys that he brings up through his that he motivates, that he brings in. Belichick has a bunch of them. So a lot of them haven't made it as head coaches, and some have. All right? All right, let's get into the scores right now. Let's run down.
Todd Haley went to the CFL, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. He was coaching his kids' high school football team. He was an assistant down there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he went to CFL yet or not.
I don't even know if he's still there. I think he was coaching Memphis or something. No, Yeah, he was coaching, I think, at Memphis or Wisenhunt. Wisenhunt was in the UFL. He had to leave. He had some family matters to take care of. The DC Defenders won the championship with an interim coach because their head coach had to step down. I mean, So anyway, all right, let's do this here. Packers win over the Commanders, 27-14, I believe it was, or 16 or something there, I think. Yeah, 27-16 or 18, 27-18. Of course, the Steelers lose 31-17 to the Seahawks. Bills 30, Jets 10. I expected a better performance from the Jets at home. Second game in a row they lost. They came to play against the Steelers, but all of a sudden the Bills came in and lit up 30 points. It's 30-10 victory there. So Jaguars lose 31-27. Thank you. I picked the Jaguars to beat the Bengals today, and the Bengals beat them with a backup quarterback because Burrows got hurt. All right, thanks a lot. Other AFC North action: Ravens 41, Browns 17. Flacco looks terrible. I don't know where Kevin Stefanski goes from here.
Shut
door.
Yeah,
time. I know. Yeah. Standing on the sidelines, picking his butt. I mean, or whatever.
We want Shador.
So, Colts, they lose, or they're losing right now in the second quarter. The Broncos 14-13. Eagles and Chiefs game just started. Eagles are up 7-3, and the Texans tomorrow night at 7:00 play the Buccaneers. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. the West Coast game. The Chargers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. They got to clean up Allegiant Stadium from last night's boxing fight. Also, the Lions, believe it or not, beat the Bears 52-21. Again, I was going to wear a mask today because I got egg on my face. I thought Chicago would go in and win this game. They had a good game against Minnesota, except for the fact that they made a stupid boneheaded mistakes, a lot of pre-snap penalties, and some other dumb mistakes they made. Ben Johnson looks bad, 52-21 victory. Again, I got egg on my face. I thought Dan Campbell was going to sink this year without his top coordinators. Look at this, puts 52 points on the board against Chicago and Dennis Allen's defense. All right, the 49ers win 26-21. I got to give Kellen Moore credit. He took this dumpster fire job down with the Saints. Second week in a row, he was only beat by one score. No one has managed to blow out the Saints. Okay, I want to give Kellen Moore a little bit of credit here, although he's 0-2. He's got that dumpster fire down there with the New Orleans Saints, and so I want to say, I want to congratulate him. But close, I know doesn't, don't cut it. All right, 33-21. This game got scary. Patriots beat the Dolphins for 33-27. Yeah, 33-27. Patriots beat the Dolphins. At least I didn't lose on that one. I didn't lose on the 49ers to the Saints. Rams beat the Titans. I knew that was going to happen. The Titans are a dumpster fire as well. The Cowboys in a dogfight in overtime against the Giants. I had a feeling this was going to happen. I thought Dallas would dominate a little bit better, but you have a division game, and there are always dogfights. Go ahead, PENSMAN. Go ahead.
The Dallas and Giants game. I was watching that when we were doing that. If you noticed, I was laughing. George Pickens made a huge completion, goes down the field. That's no big deal. That's just
that guy again, whoever that is.
But George Pickens went down the field. He went down. He got a couple yards. He got up and celebrated. Here, the referee, I think it's Bill Wilovich that did the referee today. Sweaty ref, if Sports Nuts is here, the sweaty ref. He goes over and calls a pass interference on Pickens. Pickens flips out. That's why I was dying laughing when we started the show. Because George Pickens is like, yeah.
Here we go again. I said it about George Pickens, and Smoking Jim said, I was down in Dallas. I watched practice. There were some former Steelers down there shaking hands. Minka Fitzpatrick and all these people were down there, and some of the team was down there. Oh, yeah, we miss you, George. No, you don't.
No,
you don't. You were down there saying, I don't miss him. Look at this. Look at this. And you know what? Brian Schottenheimer, you got a lot of baggage with this guy. And you know what? If that's what you think you got, that's what it is.
But
So,
no, I was just laughing because he's over there like first down and celebrating. And the flag comes out. He's like, me, I get pass interference. You can't push off. You can't push off the defender.
well, you know what? He deserves it because I'm going to tell you what. I think the referees have it out for him because of what he's done with the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Arguing with officials, arguing with fans or punching fans or doing some stupid crap, going after players. It's just ridiculous things. You know what he's going to turn into? Another Antonio Brown. Mark my words on that. Trust me when I tell you that.
Well,
He's going to be tameless. He's going to be tameless, and he's going to be broke. And he's going to act like Antonio Brown is right now. And, things are going to happen like that for him.
Well, the thing about Antonio Brown is I think he was concussed but never got proper healing for that.
Exactly.
George Pickens, he's just selfish and yeah.
All right. Carolina 13. Or I'm sorry, the Cardinals 13, Carolina 3. And that's in the second quarter. Later on tonight, Falcons and Vikings. PENSMAN may be doing that broadcast tonight. We will find out. Sunday Night Football. Let's see what J.J. McCarthy is against this tough Atlanta defense. And we're going to find out what Michael Penix is going to be up to tonight. I don't know if Atlanta's going to be 0-2 or what's going on with Atlanta because Raheem Morris, I understand, Michael Penix is going to make and break his coaching career. That's the story I'm hearing from Atlanta. So, all right, guys, comment on these scores or these games. We'll start with you, Brian. Go ahead.
Some of these scores are kind of crazy, but a lot of the good games today been close, except for the two blowouts. So, you got the two blowouts, like you said, early in the game. Dallas and New York Giants came down to the final bell here.
I thought that was going to be a blowout based on what I saw Dallas's offense, Brian.
Yeah, exactly. So, you had Miami almost. Yeah, you almost had Miami beating the Patriots, and then you had San Francisco, like you said a while ago. They almost lost to, but most of these games
against the Saints. Yeah.
I mean, some of these games, except for that one blowout, has been all good games. Even right now, the Carolina is losing to the Cardinals 3-13. It's still been actually a good game. And on the other side, another good game is the Eagles against the Chiefs. So a lot of good games going on right now. It's kind of 7-3 in the second quarter, so they're about to go to halftime, and the Chiefs are driving down to scoring a little bit if they do. So you never know.
Yeah, I was a stupid.
By the way, they just scored
to take the Eagles in Arrowhead. I thought that game was at the Link, and here it's in Kansas City. I should have took the Chiefs in this. Oh, by the way, I want to let everyone know, if you didn't know already, I told everybody on PENSMAN Sports' broadcast, Taylor Swift is not available at the game tonight. She slipped on a banana peel on the way into the game tonight. So I just want to let everyone know that. All you Swifties out there and all you people out there that admire Taylor Swift. And once again, I'll get slammed with emails. Ralph, you're just jealous. No, I'm not jealous. I could care less, just like the Paul brothers. I get all these emails from all these Paul fans of Jake and Logan Paul about how I'm jealous because they make money. I could care less how much money they make. I just don't understand why you follow two idiots like that instead of following and subscribing to us. That's what I don't get. Okay? All right? All right, I want to acknowledge Rich Lackner, who is tuning in today on Facebook. Rich, thank you for tuning in on Facebook here, as well as Brandon Keeler from the Sports Nuts as well. I mentioned that earlier, and he's also participated here on the YouTube side of things. We're also on Twitch, Twitter X, and the Kick platforms as well. And don't forget the Ralph Report post-game from yesterday's Pitt West Virginia game. I will upload it onto YouTube sometime tonight. And also, don't forget to check out the shorts from the Sports Corner radio show. I will be uploading those as well tonight on my social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and also on Twitter X as well. They'll be posted also. All right. Don't forget tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Ken and Ken in the morning on the Huddle Sports Network. I will be on joining them. Ken Catalone is on his own this week because the other Ken is on a cruise. So, but I will be joining them every Monday and Friday based on my schedule. I will be joining them in the morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Central Time if you live in the Central Time Zone on the Huddle Sports Network. All right. Guys, final thoughts here. We're going to be ready to wrap things up here. I know everyone has other things to do. I'm getting ready to go make myself some dinner here for my family and get ready to finish out my evening. 8 o'clock, I'm going to be watching football on Archie Bunker. So, so we'll be, I'll have 2 TVs on. Now that I got Sunday Ticket, I love it, man. I can watch any game I want. I love every minute of it.
Yeah,
So
I wish I had some Sunday Ticket.
Oh,
Hey.
Sunday Ticket.
Yeah, I don't have it. So,
I'll give you a Sunday Ticket. Now, Brian, I will text you about something. You'll have Sunday Ticket. All right.
Okay.
I'll text you about it. All right.
Okay.
All right. That's why
All
PENSMAN has it. So
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
I say one more thing?
Well, I was going to get to you for your final thoughts. So go ahead, PENSMAN.
Yeah.
Jets lost because Justin Fields, when I was streaming, Tiger Stripes Media said that he was in a concussion protocol. So I don't know if he ever returned or not.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, he was because I saw the on X he had a concussion, so that
So
might be
you
out
said-
too. So yeah.
You said that
Buffalo's always had a good defense. So I guess that Buffalo defense must have smothered him or whatever,
oh,
But,
I think you forgot Joey Porter was out too. So
Yeah, Joey Porter was out today. He didn't do much last week.
no.
So I mean, but I was glad today, as I said before, Darius Slay kind of picked his game up a little bit today. A
Kudos-
lot better than last week.
All I want to say is kudos to Dallas. I make fun of you on the channel, but you deserve the win. Even though the New York Giants hurt dumpster fire, Giants played well. Russell Wilson had over 400 yards. If you had him on your fantasy league, congratulations. You got 100 points from Russell Wilson. So
Yeah, I didn't expect that today. Believe me, I
No,
did.
but
Dallas
Carolina's
was
a dump. Carolina will be Carolina. So
New Orleans will be New Orleans, and I feel bad for Kellen Moore. If I was Kellen Moore, I would have never took that job. I would have stayed in Philly. I would have waited until something better came up. That job was a bad job, but I will give
we
him
don't
credit.
know.
2 games, and they only lost by one score. 2
Yeah, but
games.
you don't know how itchy it was for the coaching job.
Yeah, people get the itch to be a coach. I get the itch to be, I want to be on the radio again, getting paid.
Yeah,
On the
instead
radio.
of
I want to get on the radio, getting paid instead of. And no offense to anyone here, I just want to be back on the radio again. And I got shafted real bad up in Pittsburgh, real bad. And I'm not going to make no derogatory comments here because this is a family friendly kind of show. But I'm not going to make no comments about what I really feel like. You know what I mean? But I will say I got shafted in Pittsburgh, in the media. And I will say this. I've spoken and I've had some consultation with a radio station in Texas. And we'll see. Ralph's opinion may be going to Texas.
Hey, Ralph. Ralph.
And guess what I'm going to do when that happens? I'm going to stick it right up Pittsburgh's, right up the media in Pittsburgh, straight up there behind.
And you heard
What
it
is-
first. Ralph Williams will switch to the Dallas Cowboys because he's going to Texas.
No, I don't think. If he just switches to Texas, if he switches, I think we'll just go down there and try to get him back.
That I don't have to go.
I
to Texas.
know.
But I'm not going into that technology.
No.
Ralph, I want to give a
Yes.
special shout out to Delaware to making their first win yesterday in college football. They actually won
Oh,
yesterday.
get out of here for real! Wow, I don't think
think they-
Delaware's been relevant since Joe Flacco was a quarterback there. Wait a minute, wait a minute, Ben DiNucci. No, Ben DiNucci. No, wait a minute. Somebody else from Pitt transferred to Delaware and made something out of themselves.
They
I can't remember.
actually beat Delaware State but they did.
Yeah, that's
or
a
did
state
they-
A
route.
win's a win. We don't.
Yeah,
That's
win's a win,
Steelers.
yeah.
We don't know what that is. But I got breaking news, everybody. The
ahead.
Pittsburgh fans, ladies and gentlemen, we're 500. We
No,
have
excuse me.
500.
Well, that's
No,
that's
excuse
that's
me.
what fans want, Pensman. They
Yeah,
want
no,
that.
that's what I'm saying. The Steelers fans, they're like, yay.
They want that. They don't want to go to Super Bowl. Mike Tomlin's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I got all the national pundits screaming at me about how they wish their team had Mike Tomlin. Goodbye. Take
So
him.
if we continue this roller coaster trend, we'll be 9-8.
Hasta la
Ralph.
vista. Yeah.
Ralph,
Go
I
ahead,
made a mistake. Delaware beat UConn 44-41 yesterday.
You know what?
That's
That's an
what it
upset, Brian, because UConn came off of an upset victory, and I can't remember who they beat. And guess who their head coach is there? Jim Moore Jr. is their head
Yeah.
coach.
Playoffs.
So
Well, I was
Playoffs.
surprised UConn
playoffs.
lost that game because UConn, they were on a roll. I mean, I forget who the heck did they upset, or I think they upset somebody
Yeah.
in the last about
No,
a week
actually,
ago.
and also in the pick from, I know I didn't do too well in the Sports Nuts picks. I actually picked Delaware actually to beat UConn in that pick.
Really?
And I got it right.
Wow.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's went up on me. I'm kind of
Spoke
high
to Jim
on.
Frazier told me somebody on Delaware is a good player that Steelers or somebody should look at. He's
I
he's
actually
been
want
a
to see Delaware.
40 years. So
I actually like
know.
their logo. I think Delaware's got a good football team. I really do.
Mudhead.
I just want to see.
I think that's
Yeah.
what they're called. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see
Yeah,
how they do
Mudhead.
this year.
We'll find out. They might do better than you think. Delaware State plays in the Northeast Conference, I believe. They're with Robert Morris. I know Robert Morris has played them a couple times, and they're in the Northeast Conference, which is one of our smaller universities in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they play FIU, Jackson State, Kennesaw State, Liberty, Louisiana Tech, Middle Tennessee, Mississippi State, New Mexico,
Wow.
Sam Houston, and UTEP, and WKU. So yeah,
They
they're
got some big games in there. UTEP, University
Yeah.
of Texas El Paso.
Their
They
next
didn't lose
game-
much to Texas yesterday. Arch
Yeah.
Manning didn't look that good again yesterday.
Nope.
So
they play-
here we go. Here's
Even-
the big Arch Manning. His last name's Manning, so everybody thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And look, 2 games.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
Arch
2
Manning
games,
went-
and he went to
Arch
bed.
Manning went
So-
11 for 20 for 44%.
Oh boy, there's Heisman
Yeah.
Trophy winner. Oh my, last name Manning. When your own
Yeah.
grandfather tells you stink, that's pretty bad. So.
let's not get on my college team on Clemson. Let's not get onto that.
Oh
Oh.
man, I told you. I called it, Brian.
I don't, and
will
I
say
called it. Yeah, we called
Yeah,
it
yeah,
yesterday.
You went against him yesterday, and I was actually quite surprised. And me, like a dummy, I went against Pitt. I went for. I thought Pitt was going to blow out West Virginia yesterday, and then Richie Rod got his revenge, thanks to the officials and some boneheaded plays by Pitt and bad play calling by the offensive coordinator Cade Bell. All right, and so in the offensive line and as pre-snap penalties, just you beat yourself. Steelers
Yeah.
beat themselves today, and Pitt beat themselves yesterday. Something about the
And-
building on the south side of Pittsburgh. I don't know. Something about that.
And
Both
also,
teams-
can you believe this, Ralph? We
you know.
didn't even talk about this, but I know we're not in college football yet. But can you believe Vanderbilt's 0-3 right now? Who
I
would ever
can.
thought that they beat?
Yeah.
That's got a good coach, and I think they can make a run here with what they got. I don't know their schedule, but I think they can actually do really well. They can actually come out here smelling really good and make it into a bowl this year. And my
All right,
wife said,
going into the half. Cardinals 13, Panthers 3. That's going
Yep.
into the half. And let me get some other scores here. Second quarter, there's about 1 minute left in the second quarter. Broncos 21, Colts 13. I said Denver and my picks on the Wednesday night NFL roundtable with Jeremy Ballrick and the gang. Let me see here. The Eagles, Chiefs 10, Eagles 7. That's turning into a dogfight, which I kind of thought so. Me, like a stupid dummy, I went ahead and I voted for, or I took the Eagles, and I thought they were at the Link, and I didn't realize they were in Kansas City. So that's what happened to me there. See, there you are. I get Fred Sanford, you big dummy. So All right,
I'm sick of hearing the Eagles and Chiefs game. I'm sick and tired of it.
Well, that's because of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, no.
They were in the Super Bowl last year.
During my podcast,
Swift's not there today. She slipped on a banana peel.
Yeah,
every time if the game wasn't on, the Chiefs and the Eagles would be on. When the game was off, Eagles and Chiefs. We'll go to commercial break. Just let you know. Coming up next. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Not one word was mentioned about J.J. McCarthy's Offensive Player of the Week. Nothing.
Hey, can you imagine? The interesting thing is here, the Steelers got Aaron Rodgers. Everybody went to the game today to see Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, all right. Thinking that we were going to blow out Seattle today or whatever we were going to do today. And we ended up with egg, and all the Steeler fans that bought tickets for today's game and went to the game today ended up with egg on their face. Because you know why? They wasted their hard-earned money to go see this game today, and it was blown out of proportion. All right. For a coach that's been in the league for 18 years and a quarterback that's 41 years old, and we can't beat the Seattle Seahawks. Okay. I find that very appalling. I really do. And I'm not, I used to be a Steeler fan. I'm not a Steeler fan anymore because I'm in the media and I have to be objective at times. Okay. And if the Steelers think I'm going to come out here and sugarcoat everything to get media credentials, I don't need your credentials. I don't live in Pittsburgh anymore and I don't want them. All right. So, you had your opportunities.
I'm right down the middle. I tell you how it is.
Yeah, I tell it like it is. I've been like that for years. If the Steelers think I'm going to be like
getting comments, you're being mean.
That the Steelers can do no wrong. Mike Tomlin's the greatest, and Aaron Rodgers. Well, he had a bad game. Everybody has a bad game. That's what they're going to say.
I had Tiger Stripes Media laughing so hard on my podcast. He's like, "So, what do you think about the Steelers' offense today?" I went. He's like, "Really? Really? That's all you got?" I was like,
"Yeah." Here we go. Here's for the Steelers today. There you go. That's for Caleb Johnson. You big dummy. Yep. That's for Caleb Johnson.
There you go.
If the ball hits your helmet and you feel it or don't feel it, and you're not sure, why don't you just go and touch the ball?
Peppers ripped him a new asshole. Oh, excuse me.
We could have lost 24-17.
He tore into him something big time. All right, guys. Last final thoughts go with you, Brian. Go ahead, and we're going to wrap this up. Go.
You can find me on X at 24 Tiger Stripes or TS Media on there, or you can find me on YouTube at Tiger Stripes Media on there too. So I just want to wish everybody happy Sunday night, and we can go watch some more football and have a good Monday. Also, stay safe, stay kind, and love each other.
All right. Thank you, Brian. And thank you for being part of the program today. We'll have you come on again. And I want to also make a special announcement. It's official. The Saturday Sports Show will be myself, Leo Haggerty, PENSMAN Sports, and Brian Pettit. They are no longer called special guests. They are now going to be a fixture on the show. And I want to thank them for being part of the program. They have, provided great information. And I've also been a great vital part of the program. So is Leo Haggerty. Leo's works with Amped Up Sports, and I want to thank them for letting us put our programming on there as well, and on their website as well. So, but South Florida yesterday, I one thing I want to say, my final thoughts today, my college picks were horrible. Our college picks were bad. And in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be wearing a mask because I'm embarrassed and in shame. There'll be no Saturday Sports Show next week because I am traveling to Pittsburgh for my medical situation, and I need to travel to Pittsburgh for that. But Sunday there will be a post-game show. We'll be doing it. I will be doing it live from Pittsburgh at my hotel room in Pittsburgh, and all from the south side of Pittsburgh. Also, I want to let everyone know I am coming to Pittsburgh. Those of you who are friends and family who watched the show here today, and fans of the show, if you're interested in meeting up, I'll be staying on the south side. Just hit my email up, and also mailbag. We welcome at ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. We can share some photos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. to Ralph Williams, RW Media Productions, PENSMAN Sports, also Tiger Stripes Media. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and I'm also on the Kick Network, and we are also on other networks as well. So please check out all of our material. Sports Nuts, check out their material as well. They are working partners with us as well. Also, real quick on Tuesday, we're back to regular schedule. The Sports Corner show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier. Lots to talk about, including this stupid Steeler loss. I'm going to work on getting somebody on to talk about that. Also, the stupid Pitt loss. I'm going to get somebody on to talk about that. Penguins training camp coming up. Pirates are wrapping up their season. Thank God for that. Riverhounds blew it last night 2-0 against Louisville. For some strange reason, the Riverhounds are having bad luck. They seem to get to the playoffs but can't get to the championship. But they lost to Louisville at home last night 2-0. So I just want to let everyone know that as well. Also, real quick as well, Wednesday, Ralph's Opinion Show, 7:30. Lots to talk about. We have one more city in our casino cities that have casinos that are not doing well. Tunica, Mississippi. Tunica, Mississippi was once the south of Las Vegas. Las Vegas of the South is now hurting so bad that casinos are closing up. They had 12 casinos. They're down to 6. And I will tell you everything you need to know as to what happened to Tunica, Mississippi. Okay? And their fall from graces with casinos and gambling and all that stuff. Last week we spoke.
Ralph.
Go ahead.
Okay. I want to say this too. I know that we don't cover them, and I wish I could actually start covering them next year. I want to give a shout out to the Spartan Burgers, which is up the road. They are the 2025 South Atlantic Legion South Division champions. They beat Brooklyn yesterday. They did win, so they actually won last night, I think. So
no sleep till Brooklyn.
Yeah.
No sleep till Brooklyn. Oh wow.
Yeah. So man, they actually won.
We got to beat Brooklyn, man. You know. All right. All right, so guys. Thank you for being part of the program. Thank everybody for watching today. Please don't forget to check the archive version out on my YouTube channel, Ralph Williams RW Media. Also, don't forget to check out my website, www.rwmediaproductions.com, for archive versions of shows as well. PENSMAN, go ahead.
My final thoughts, and then Ralph, if you want to cut it, you can cut it. But I have an announcement as of today. I will be covering Sunday. I'll be here on Sundays. I'll be here Tuesdays. I'll be here Thursdays, and then I'll be here Saturdays. And of course, you got my hangout session on Fridays. So I'm gonna start doing a schedule.
There you go.
No, I've been getting a lot of backlash about not being on schedule. So,
yeah.
Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday I'll be on, and then Friday I stream on my phone.
My Ralph's report will not be on. Is never on schedule. I put that up when I feel like it.
Instead of coming on and streaming whenever I feel like or whenever I have time, apparently that backlashes on people and it's not consistent enough.
I see.
So I'm gonna start getting a little consistent pattern going on. So
I want to thank all the people who tuned in today. We had more viewers today than we did last week's post game show, and it's climbing. So that's good news. All right, everyone, have yourself a great day, and please enjoy all the NFL games out there. Also, please don't forget to tune in and like and subscribe to our pages, our websites, and everything else. Please help us grow, like you've helped the Paul brothers grow, who to me are idiots, but that's beside the point. All right,
and they're not even on YouTube anymore.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I don't know.
You help somebody that's not even on.
Feel to it. I just don't. All right. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great one, and please, by all means, be safe. Thank you.